my agent was even like, "Hey, give it a second. Then we'll be." My agent, Sonny Romero. He's a fantastic guy.
His name's fucking Sonny Romero.
Yeah, he's an Italian Jew. They all are.
Well, there's the intro.
I didn't know you were recording.
I started like halfway through
that. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it just picks up.
Yes, shout out to Sonny Romero's. He's a great guy.
I picked up right before that.
Shout out to Sonny Romero. Me and him, we've been together for like 20 years. He's a great guy.
Since you were 1?
Yeah. He saw the talent back then. He saw the talent back then, like, golly.
I was a cute fucking kid, okay?
He couldn't walk. But look, the kid's got a future.
The kid's got charm.
The kid's, see, for a while, he thought he was going to be a football agent. And it looked pretty good for a while. Then I dropped out of college.
Oh, yeah, you can't get into the league without going to college.
You got to go all the way through.
You got to have that fallback that you're never going to use because all your goals are set on getting in the league, you know. But I'm Sonny Romero.
You got to have that degree in sociology. You're not actually going to use it. You'll probably be bankrupt by the time you're 27. But look, you got to have it. You gotta have it.
I didn't think you could make a more Jewish agent name than
Sonny Romero.
No, Scooter Braun.
Scooter Braun, yeah.
That's very Jersey Jewish.
That's the thing. Sonny's mom is Jewish.
Oh, well, he's only half.
It's a very big, loud family.
Obviously, his name's Sonny. Actually, my Jewish grandpa's name is Sonny Friedman.
Damn, I was about to say, your grandpa's my agent, Gabe. Did you not know?
He has dementia. You don't want him.
Hey, that's a good agent who forgets about all the bad shit you've done.
Actually, that's a good point. He's also going to forget you're his client every day.
Hey, look, man.
He's in my phone as the Jupacabra. I'll give you his flip phone number.
Welcome to That What the fuck is this called?
That Checks Out. Welcome to That Checks Out. This is our first episode. As you can tell, it's already a shit show.
This is episode 1.5. Yeah, the first one. Gabe, go ahead. So explain what you did, because you're a producer as well.
I am the producer for now
Jamie.
until we get a budget.
Yeah.
Fucking fingers, dude. That's my favorite thing when Chappelle was on. He goes, fingers. He's nice with it.
He's pretty good at Googling.
He's giving it Google.
That's Jamie. That's awesome that he just gets paid to Google.
I know, like
he's
100K
just hanging
a year
out
or something.
That's awesome. It's got to be.
My favorite is Norman, though, when he goes, give it a Goog there, J-Mo.
See, that's Jamie has the best gig in the world because he used to sit there, catch a contact high with some of the greatest comedians of all time.
100%.
And it's incredible. And he's just hanging out.
Yeah, I mean.
He's hanging out.
And every now and then you hear him laugh. That's why I couldn't do that job.
Because I'd be laughing the whole time. I would be a mess. That's the thing. Because I didn't get into Rogan until like late 2017. So it's been almost 6 years at this point.
Yeah.
And apparently, when what's his face was doing it before,
Redban.
When he was doing it before, it was a lot more ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Which is great.
Do what you do, I guess.
Yeah.
I could not imagine Redban doing near as close to as well as Jamie does. Even Nadav from Your Mom's House.
Nadav's great.
The J.
Jamie needs his own podcast.
Shab and all his podcasts, like, it's the Golden Hour now. It used to be King of the Sting, Fighter and the Kid. Their producer, Nick, has his own podcast called Another Podcast Show.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I don't know what it's about. I haven't listened to it.
There's so many podcasts out there. Why are we making one?
Because we think we're funny.
We're pretty funny. Here's the thing. We talk a lot. Because
all the time.
On a good week, we'll hang out 3 times.
3 to 5 times.
At least 4 times. For 3 to 5 times for at least 4 hours each.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. And don't get me wrong. There's been times where I get tired of you, but that's just like...
just like...
You get tired of me, I get tired of you. It
exactly.
happens.
But we're aware of it.
We're aware of it, and then after that, it's like, it's 1 in the morning on a Wednesday.
Usually...
What the fuck? Go home. Go home. You have to work in the morning. What are you doing right now?
I have to work at 6 in the morning most days. Last week and this week, it'll be 5 in the morning.
And so... We spend plenty of time together. Gabe, I love you so much. I told you this when we recorded the first time.
Yep. This is our 3rd take.
You're one of my favorite comics in the world. You're one of my favorite people in the world. it's really hard to get tired of you. You're on the very small list of people that I get tired of.
Thank you.
Or don't get tired of.
Likewise, dude. Like, I fucking miss... We saw each other... We didn't even see each other this week, and I got kind of sad about it.
It was tough. And then there was one time, because when we went up to Kansas City for the Chiefs game, shout out to the Chiefs.
Shout out to the Chiefs.
We went to the Chiefs game, and I was like, okay, me and Gabe have spent enough time together. We were in a different state together. We went to the game. We hung out for 3 hours there. We ate. We went to
Waffle House.
Shout out to E&J. We drank. We had fun. I was like, this is nice. Now we're going to get... We didn't even drive back together because I was in Manhattan the night before.
Yep.
And some other things.
I had an emotional breakdown on the way home.
I'm so sorry for that.
It's okay. I needed it.
But we went our separate ways. And then on the way home, I was like, you were a little bit ahead of me. And I was like, Gabe's great. And then we didn't see each other for like a week at that point.
Was it really?
It was like till that Friday. Because we had left on that Monday. Came back on that Friday. Or like we didn't see each other until Friday. And then when we saw each other, we both were like, yo, I miss you.
I know, dude.
And so you're one of the very few people that, like, there's my mom, one other person, you, and another person.
Hey, listener, you're going to notice a weird jump in the podcast. And that's because we're learning how to podcast, really. And somebody whose name rhymes with Frabe, not naming any names, but that's what his name rhymes with, that was running the audio, fucked up and hit stop instead of flag. And so we're missing a big chunk, but right now you're about to listen to me and Felix at the end of going through the entire track list of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye. And then the podcast just continues how it was originally supposed to. So bear with us, I guess. I mean, we're just a couple degenerates trying to make a podcast. And nobody's probably listened to this episode anyways. It's the first episode and people don't really know who we are, but we'll get better, I promise. Anyways, here's the rest of the podcast.
And okay, what's next?
Okay, after Runaway is Hell of a Life.
Not a classic.
No, it's
not as great as the others. It's
exactly. Okay, arguably a classic. I think it's a classic, and I think it's very underrated. Blame Game with with John Legend.
Classic. Let's play the Can't Blame Game. I love you.
Yeah, and then track 12, Lost in the World, featuring Bon Iver.
Bon Iver, yes. He's great.
That shit. The fact that Bon Iver worked with Kanye says something, one, about Kanye.
Come on, skinny love, what happened to you?
Hot take.
My.
Hot take. Birdie covered it, and it's better.
Here's the thing. I thought it was a Birdie song first.
I did
because that's the version I heard first. And then somebody, you probably know who it is who corrected me. Do you know who it is?
Wait, I didn't know his last name, but yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I know. My sister was friends with.
Finish out this track list. Yeah, it was on this trip that me and your sister, we didn't meet, but
yeah. 13, last track. Who Will Survive in America?
Not a classic.
Not a classic.
So 10 out of 13 tracks.
He faded that album out nicely.
There's an album that fades out better in my opinion.
I agree with that 100%.
It's I don't know if it's in my top 5. It's right there though. 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Oh my god.
The last song, Note to Self.
Oh yeah.
It's a 14-minute song because like the last like I want to say like 12 minutes of it is huh?
I said yeah.
Oh, why are you raising your glass?
I was just pulling it up to my face.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry, we don't have video yet.
I thought you were raising your glass. I was like, cheers.
That came out my junior year of high school.
But it's a very good song. The end of it, I mean, so it's a 14-minute song. The last like 9 minutes of it, it's just like J. Cole saying, "Thank you to my agent, Sonny Romero." Me and J. Cole have the same agent. We are out here doing the same thing.
I'm trying to be the first comedian signed to MDDN, which is the Madden Brothers, a.k.a. Good Charlotte. You know, one of the greatest bands of all time.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying
What's that one song that they came out with?
And that will get me closer to meeting Austin Knight of Water Parks,
We
who's one of the
are
funniest
done.
people I know.
Boop, doo, 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 doo. That's good. It's not Good Charlotte. It's the Madden Brothers.
I think it's a different Madden Brothers.
It's
If it's
the same
not
Madden
Joel and
Brothers.
Benji, I'm so sorry for saying that I thought it was.
It's
I
Joel and
must not
Benji.
be-
I promise you.
Okay.
One of them's married to Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, the other one's married to Halle Berry.
What?
Or no, Christina Ricci. Lionel Richie's daughter. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, they're married to smoke shows. It's fucking wild.
That's incredible.
Do you not want to follow that path? Be a pop punk sad boy who also loves...
Joel Madden's married to Nicole Richie.
Look.
Benji Madden's married to Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
And they've got a kid together. Shout out.
They both have kids.
Yeah, Benji and Cameron Diaz have a kid together. Joel and Nicole Richie have 2 kids.
Yeah, that's what it is. Also, I thought Christina Ricci was related to Nicole Richie. What did you just see? Felix's eyes just got really wide for listeners.
I just clicked on personal life on Joel Madden's Wikipedia page.
What?
First line. In July of 2004, 25-year-old Madden began dating teen idol Hillary Duff when she was 16.
But Hillary Duff was hot, dude. The
Hillary
Lizzie
Duff's still
McGuire
hot.
movie still
Here's the
rips.
thing. She was 16.
I know.
How about that text I sent you last night?
What text did you send me last night?
Off air.
Okay. Good Charlotte is one of my most favorite bands of all time, though.
Okay, albums. We got to do top 5 albums and then we'll get out.
This is my segue.
Okay.
Good Charlotte's one of my most favorite bands of all time. And a big reason that I love pop punk music and just punk in general.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
All right, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous by Good Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, you had Riot Girl, you had Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, Girls and Boys. Emotionless, one of the most heart-wrenching songs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking good. So, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. I'm going to put on Blurry Face by 21 Pilots.
Great one. That's a great album.
It's an outstanding
It's probably
album.
my top 15, but it's great. It's very good.
I credit that album.
Big in high school for me, freshman year.
I mean, 21 Pilots for sure, but...
That's my favorite album of all time, which I'll reveal in a moment.
Yes.
Those two were like really big for me my freshman year in high school.
So I credit 21 Pilots with being the band that saved my life. When I wanted to die, I sat in my first apartment and listened to them. And Blurry Face laughed at me wanting to kill myself. It's fine.
I'm not.
Felix, you don't know what it's like to be an elder emo, dude.
Gabe, I cried for the first month that I was in college. Every single day.
That's fair. I love crying, though.
Crying hits.
Blurry Face is the album that got me into 21 Pilots. Granted, there's songs across their whole catalog that have affected me in different ways, but I got a tattoo from a song.
Car Radio's great.
A Car Radio rips, especially when they do it live. I've seen them 3 times.
That's
I camped in downtown Tulsa for 22 hours with my brother to be on the floor. It is. It's not as disgusting as Oklahoma City, though. Fuck Oklahoma City.
I'd take Oklahoma City over Tulsa any day.
I like Tulsa. It's more artsy.
Oklahoma City has a zoo.
Yeah, but Tulsa's more artsy.
Okay.
I like art.
My
mom was a zookeeper. Have I ever told you that?
I think you have.
Yeah.
All
Anyway.
right, albums.
So, what Lifestyles of the Rich, the Famous, Blurry Face. Just a personal favorite right now, and actually, it's been a lot to me in this season of life. I'm gonna go "Sell Out" by Co Wetzel.
Okay.
Country singer, but that was his more quote punk album.
Yeah.
And what I've realized in listening to that album is that if you sang all those songs from a pop punk vocalist, they would rip so fucking hard. So I'm put that in there.
So Lifestyles of Rich and Famous, Co Wetzel, what's this called?
Sell Out.
Sell Out.
And Blurry Face.
So we got 3 of them.
Yep. I'm going to say it's an EP.
Okay. That counts.
Outgrown Things by Movements.
Okay.
Very emo, very sad boy shit.
Yeah.
And then my current favorite band.
Pierce the Veil.
No.
Huh?
Actually, that was one I almost put in there because their new album is so fucking good.
Okay.
It's so fucking good. Like, unreal how good that album is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like my current favorite band. It has been for the last like 3 or 4 years. I'm going to put Ice Nine Kills, Welcome to Horrorwood. The Silver Screen Part 2. That's the band that got me into horror movies, and I love horror movies. I think Spencer Charnas is a genius. I think, because he's the only original member of the band.
Yeah.
That man is a marketing genius. The way they market their band is so fucking good. Every month on the 9th, they do a merch drop called Nightmare on the 9th, and it's themed after a different horror movie. Or
Cool.
They're banned from Disney-owned properties. Because
that's cool for people who like that.
It's fun, and I've seen them live twice, and it's a blast. And Felix, we're going to see Under Oath next month.
Okay.
Look, do you want indoor or outdoor?
Probably indoor.
Okay, then we're going to go see Under Oath. It's going to be sweatier, but it's going to be a blast.
Now I'm kind of want outdoor.
Okay, then we're going to see August Burns Red and The Devil Wears Prada.
Maybe indoor. I'm joking.
Felix is going to mosh
Keep
with
changing
me.
my opinion.
All right, so those were my top 5. I had Blurry Face, Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous, Welcome to Horrorwood, The Silver Screen Part 2, Sell Out by Co Wetzel, and fuck, I already forgot my other one. I have so many albums. Also, I'm like halfway.
Sell Out. So you have Sell Out.
Yeah, Sell Out by Co Wetzel.
Blurry Face. Movements.
Outgrown Things by Movements was the one I was forgetting because that album really helped me through some shit too. And I think that one had a lot more spoken word shit in it, and I'm a sucker for like well-placed spoken word poetry.
Yeah. What's the other two?
Hold on. I gotta start over now.
Sell Out,
Blurry Face, Outgrown Things, Welcome to Horrorwood, The Silver Screen Part 2, and Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous by Good Charlotte.
All right, my turn.
All right, Felix.
Shut the fuck up, Gabe. You talk so much. This is our podcast, not just me hanging out with you.
You talked more this podcast, I would think.
I did. I talk a lot, though. I'm pretty good at talking.
One day we're going to get to Joe Rogan level where we can just do a 4-hour podcast. It's fine.
We probably could do a 4-hour podcast. Whether or not it's good is the question.
Let's just give it to the people in small doses.
We might have to edit this down to 10 minutes.
There's a lot.
Okay, so for me, and I would say in no particular order, and that is true for 4 of these albums.
Mine are also no particular order.
Okay, but my all-time favorite album of all time, I started listening to it when I was studying for finals my freshman year in high school. And for a black guy who grew up around mostly white people, this kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of taught me how to be black.
Okay.
To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar.
Interesting choice.
My favorite album of all time.
Interesting choice.
It is fantastic.
I would put it as Kendrick. In my head, I'd put that as Kendrick's second best album.
It's his best to me.
Yeah.
Because and a lot of people like Good Kid, Mad City as his best.
That's my personal opinion.
To me, To Pimp a Butterfly addresses a lot of the political and social issues in the world,
it does.
Along with telling the story, whereas Good Kid, Mad City only tells the story. And it's a fantastic story.
Yeah.
The fact that his second best album might be the second best hip-hop album of all time is great.
What would you put as the best hip-hop album of all time?
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh yeah. You know one of my favorite moments in To Pimp a Butterfly? At the beginning of King Kunta? That... I love... It sets the mood so well.
Bitch, where you and I was walking. Now I run the game, got the whole world talking King Kunta.
I got a bone to pick. I don't want you monkey mouth motherfuckers standing on my phone again.
I'm a big fan. I don't like the version of it that's actually on the album, but the single version of I.
Yeah.
I love myself.
Yeah, I know I've listened to it, but it's been fucking 20
I love that
years
song.
Or whatever.
I had a playlist when I was in college when I was walking to class. I literally just titled it "Walking" because it's like good songs to walk to at like a solid pace. It's a very good one. So, favorite album of all time, that. Now the other 4 in no particular order. I'll go with "Swimming" by Mac Miller.
Oh my god, dude!
The fact, and it makes the album so much better because, and it's gonna sound fucked up, but because he died after, it makes the album so much better.
Yeah. And that's also what makes Circles so good, too.
Because it wasn't done yet.
Yeah.
And it was already, I mean, and it got finished. I can't remember the producer's name who like put
Did
the
Rick
finishing
Rubin
touches.
do that one?
No, no, it's another white guy. You're getting your white people mixed up.
Yeah. Well, Rick Rubin's the fucking goat.
He's
He
great.
changed hip hop.
He's great, and it has nothing to do with like doesn't know music. He just like he doesn't have any musical talent at all.
No, he feels energy,
and that's phenomenal.
which in music is, in my opinion, far more important.
Very important. It does help to have musical talent for sure, but the energy is important. So, swimming, I'm a big Ladders fan. His performance of Ladders on, I believe, Colbert, I think it might be his final live performance before he passed.
Oh, really?
It might be. I'm not 100% on that. But he did, it was, you could see that he's hurting, but Ladders is such an upbeat song. He's like, it's great.
Yeah.
It's like his emotions, like the emotions of the song exceeded the emotions of his actual existence.
Yeah.
And you could tell, and it's fantastic. Big shout out to the piano player for Colbert. Black dude, he just won an Oscar.
Have you seen
Baptiste?
Oh,
John
that's
Baptiste.
His name. I knew a French guy named Baptiste.
That's cool.
Shout out Baptiste. He still lives in France. He was an exchange student.
Shout out
Have
Baptiste.
you seen Max Tiny Desk?
His Tiny Desk is very good.
my
I'm not the biggest fan of Tiny Desks for whatever reason.
They used to be better. I'll give them.
Anderson .Paak has a really good one.
I never got super into Anderson .Paak. I heard someone call him Anderson .Paak today, and it made me mad.
Okay, so we got To Pimp a Butterfly, swimming. And I'm still upset with this guy. Because he releases this album the day after my birthday. I'm like, oh, he's releasing an album and it's for my birthday. And then it was absolute dog shit. Coloring Book. Chance the Rapper.
Oh, dude, that's a great album.
It's fantastic. Growing
that
up,
album is no skip.
none. And that's the thing, especially as a guy who grew up with a lot of gospel influences.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Top tier.
Oh,
Top
yeah.
tier.
And the fact that he only played those gospel ones on TV shows.
Son. Shout
Unless
out to
he had to
Jesus.
play No Problem.
He played No Problem on Ellen.
SNL.
He played it on SNL. He played it on Ellen. And it's one of the funniest things in the world to see Lil Wayne trot out in front of all these middle-aged white women.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny. It is so funny. All these dreadhead niggas in the lobby and a bunch of Julies
Did
and
I tell you I
Susans.
saw Lil Wayne?
Did you? I saw Lil Wayne too.
I was walking down the street. I was on a church trip to Indianapolis.
Lil Wayne was in Indianapolis.
And we went to a mall before we got the bus to go home. And Blackfest was going on.
Shout out black people.
Yeah. And we're walking down the street, and this dude that's like 5'2" or however tall Lil Wayne is.
Greatest drug
with the entourage.
Yes.
Was walking down the street, and everyone's like, this is Lil Wayne. And then one guy, his name's Austin, and I'm not going to say his last name because it's not my hetero life partner, Austin. It's another Austin that I don't fuck with anymore.
Oh.
Not that I ever really did. I mean, I'm sure he's a fine guy, but whatever. We were in high school. He yells from the bus door, "Your music speaks to me." And I said, Hey,
shut up.
Lil Wayne's music doesn't really speak to a lot of people because you didn't shoot yourself on accident in your mom's bedroom.
That's crazy. That is one of the craziest stories in hip-hop history.
I was like, please expand upon that thought and how like a lollipop speaks to me. You fucking jackass.
Carter 5 is not a great album as a whole.
The Carter 5? He's on 5?
Yeah.
Wait.
Carter 5,
oh, yeah,
it was in limbo for a very long time. It was in limbo for a long ass time.
4 was with the red graduation gown. I loved 4 when it came out.
This one, it has a picture of him and I believe his mother on the cover.
Okay.
But he's the last track on that, Let It All Work Out. Mm-hmm. He talks a little bit about it. It's fantastic.
You know he toured.
And he samples what's his name? Sampha. He samples the song on there, and the song is called "Let It All Work Out," and he just redoes the title. It's fantastic.
You know he toured with Blink.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, when you look at it this way, it makes a lot of sense. One, Lil Wayne's a skater.
Yeah.
Pop punk is huge in skate world.
Yeah.
Travis Barker, the greatest drummer of all time. Fucking fight me on that. Travis Barker's the greatest.
Okay.
Produced for Wayne. And he's worked with Wayne for years.
Yeah.
And so, the tour that I saw Blink on, Wichita was one of the dates that Lil Wayne was not on.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. It was mixed emotions, because I was more excited about Neck Deep and Blink. But like I saw Hollywood Undead last week. Same feeling. 6th grade me would have been very excited. Anyways, back to your albums. You had To Pimp a Butterfly,
Swimming, Coloring Book. This one, I'll save this one for last. I'll go ahead and put 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Fantastic, dude.
My list is kind of basic.
Tale of Two Cities.
The
live video of him doing that in wherever he's from, somewhere in Michigan, near Detroit.
He's from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Maybe there too. I don't know.
He's got I like to judge albums off of 3-track runs. That's
just interesting.
3 tracks that are like back to back to back.
Yeah.
He's got 2 of them that are phenomenal in here. Wet Dreams to 03 Adolescence to A Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah.
And then 2 songs later, he has Fire Squad and Saint Tropes in the middle of it.
Saint Tropes is fine.
Yeah. Then he has another one, GOMD, Get Off My Dick.
GOMD is one of my favorite songs of all time.
No Role Models. Hello.
The George W. Bush sample in that song. There's an old saying in Tennessee. I know it's in Texas.
I know it's in Texas. It's probably in Tennessee.
Says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Yeah. Fool me, can't get fooled again.
See, I wish I was
Fool me one time, shame on you."
Dude,
it was so hard.
Let it rain on you. It's great. So and then at the end of that, Hello. So he's got 2 great 3-track runs. I told you about Note to Self.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
I told you Note to Self. That's the thing is like, I mean, if you want to, like, if you listen to the whole album, listen to the whole song. Yeah. But the first like actual song bit of it is phenomenal. It's very, very good.
I need to go back. I listened to that album recently.
We'll listen to it after we get done here.
Okay.
At least the first few minutes of it, because it's great.
I had She Knows stuck in my head thanks to TikTok. It's a fun
Born Sinner's my favorite album cover of all time.
That's a good one.
I love it.
Dookie by Green Day is my favorite.
Okay.
Because there's something new I notice almost every time. But did you ever watch the show The Act?
The Act. It sounds familiar.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who had Munchausen by proxy. And her mom convinced her she had all these diseases and shit, and they got like a house from Habitat for Humanity. They got all these donations and shit, and then she starts to find out that, oh wait, none of this is real. This is just my mom trying to get money from people and trying to control my life.
Oh yeah,
wild fucking show.
Yeah,
wild. The end of one of the episodes played "She Knows" by J. Cole, and it's zooming out on their pink house that was made by Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah.
She knows. She knows. And it just set the tone for the rest of the series.
Is that where the TikTok trend came from?
From that show?
Yeah.
That show was like 4 years ago or something.
Okay. But,
and then what's your 5th favorite album?
I have one more thing to say about J. Cole.
Power
Trip. Power Trip. When I was in college, whenever me and my group of friends, whenever we saw a real fine chick, we'd sing the chorus of Power Trip. And, like, it was an inside joke, like, where we knew, but the girl was just like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
And just no idea. It's like, she got me up all night. Johnny, songs. She got me. We just fucking sing it like we were drunk.
I got a little excited when you said Power Trip because there's a hardcore band called Power Trip. Rest in peace, Riley Gale. He was the singer of Power Trip. He died last year, 2 years ago maybe.
Pour one out for the fallen.
And I was like, hell yeah, dude, you're fucking white. Felix almost dumped whiskey on my only carpeted part of my house.
All right, one of my final favorite albums. Now, this is completely out of left field. All these hip-hop albums, a lot of blues influence and jazz, gospel influence on these albums.
If you say Bob Dylan, I will kiss you right now.
No, it's not going to be Bob Dylan. So far we have To Pimp a Butterfly, Swimming, Coloring Book, and 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Okay.
My 5th favorite, I won't say my 5th favorite, but one of my favorite albums of all time, self-titled, Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats.
Oh, it's a great fucking album.
Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats. Fantastic. Now, the biggest song off that one, I believe it was the first single.
Son of a bitch!
Pull me a drink!
All night! I want to be
It's great.
I love that album.
It is fantastic. He's got a couple other joints on that one.
Never get old.
Leads it off.
Oh, dude.
Leads off that joint.
So
leads
good.
off. Leads off the album
good.
with I Need Never Get Old.
The
joint is fantastic.
Oh my god, dude, that album. That's another no skip album. That's been a thing for me lately.
Yeah.
Is like no skip albums. Like I would say by Reliant K No skip
Lion
album.
King. Have you ever listened to Deathbed by them? It's a 12-minute song. We'll have to.
I'm sure I have at some point.
Okay. And then
I put that on my Instagram.
Howling at Nothing is the second track on this one. I prefer the live version of it.
What's it called?
Howling at Nothing. Mm-hmm. It's very good though.
We were shaking our hips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then another 3-track run in the middle of the album. Son of a Bitch.
Son of a Bitch rips.
Wasting Time.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. I'll cry to that song.
Dude, Nathaniel Rateliff fucking rips. We need to get him on the pod.
We'll get up for sure. He lives in Denver.
Oh, cool. We're close. 8 hours.
And then Thank You. I just want to say thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet baby for getting me through. Boom.
Fuck, I haven't listened to that album in a few years. I need to listen to that shit.
It's fantastic. And then he's Nathaniel Rateliff has a solo album. And it's still all right. It's more folky. He's got the title song off that, and it's still all right.
Wait till I show you folk punk music.
I'll cry every time. So my top 5.
Yes.
To Pimp a Butterfly is the clear number 1. The other 4 are just in the conversation. Yeah. We've got Swimming, Coloring Book, 2014 Forest Hills Drive, and Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats self-titled album. Fantastic. And then the coming up or the sequel to that. It's not even a sequel, but Tearing at the Seams. My favorite Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats song.
Yeah.
You Worry Me.
Okay.
That's my favorite song of theirs of all time.
Okay.
But the album as a whole, the self-titled one's better.
Okay.
All right, I'm done.
All right.
We're done.
We don't know how long we've recorded for, but
the back half of the podcast is better.
The first half's pretty fun.
The first half's a lot of fun. The second half is a better podcast.
100%. But I think that's the mark of a great podcast. Look at Two Bears.
If you last long enough, you'll get the reward of a good podcast.
Exactly. This has been the first episode of That Checks Out with Gabe and Felix. We don't know the schedule of how often we're gonna upload these.
We hang out all the time. We'll work it.
We hang out a lot. I think we're gonna try and shoot these on Saturdays.
Yeah, I'm rarely doing anything on Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm in Gardner, Kansas next week.
Yeah, I know. So we'll do it on.
We might be able to do it before, or maybe Friday. I don't know. We'll work it out.
Anyways, these are gonna be a little behind because we're gonna backlog some episodes before we post any.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about current events that much.
Follow us on all our socials.
Our socials. Fuck you. Follow us on both of our socials. On TikTok, I'm at Gabe Shively Comedy.
I'm Felix R. Johnson on everything.
He's Felix R. Johnson. His middle name is Reginald in my mind.
It's not Reginald.
In my head, it is. Don't put your middle initial if you don't want me to guess and just assign that middle name to you.
I can just tell you my middle name is Robert.
That's so lame.
It's my uncle's name.
Well, fuck your uncle, dude.
Whoa! Hey, tighten up, bitch! I'll fuck you up. My uncle's my second favorite relative.
Well, I know it's not your grandma. Come see Felix to hear why his grandma's not his favorite relative.
Keep following our socials. You'll see.
Follow our socials. We'll make one too for this.
If you're a comedy club owner, book us. We'll come out and co-headline.
We'll have a good ass time. We'll fucking co-host.
We co-headline that show together.
We'll talk about that next time.
we gotta. I'm not saying that.
we did a Halloween party that was fucking wild.
It was one of the. I got bit by a chihuahua that night.
I got revived by Young Gravy.
Gabe rubbed dog shit in my car that night.
Allegedly.
It was him. It was one suspect, and he's guilty. It's not much of a debate.
It was allegedly.
You're not doing very well at defending yourself because
I don't know. I was too fucked up.
Before that night started, there was no dog shit in my car. By the time that night ended, and the only person to sit in my passenger seat that night,
it might have been Jason when he was mad at me.
Why would he rub dog shit in my car if he was mad at you?
Because he knew I rode with you.
That would be rude if he...
You're guilty by association. I don't fucking know. Anyways, guys, this is the end
That checks out.
This is the end of the first episode of That Checks Out, the podcast with Gabe and Felix.
If you're here in like a year, if this thing takes off, or if we just keep doing it, we'll make T-shirts for the people that listen to the first episode.
I have an innate desire to design merch for shit.
Yes.
And so we're gonna have some badass.
I have an idea, and after this, I'm done talking.
Yeah, me too.
If this does take off, we'll have a merch competition.
Yes.
We'll have a Felix shirt. We'll have a Gabe shirt.
Yes.
See who wins.
It's going to take off. Anyways, we didn't do the Mr. Beast thing and end it really fast like he says to because nobody listens to the endings. All right, bye, everybody. Love you.